Okay, this is going to be a teardown for the Landor Arms LND 117. It is their AR12 shotgun, fairly new to market, I believe. I haven't been able to find a lot of information online about this particular gun, even including Landor's website. So, been a little bit of a struggle at first. So we're going to take a look at what it takes to get into this, to clean it. If you have one of these, you got this fabulous manual, which is, let's just say, lacking. But let's get into it. Make sure we are clear. Safety's on, no clip. That takes care of our first two steps here. This says to remove the barrel shroud. I didn't get a barrel shroud on this particular model. It's just not here. So there's that. The first real discrepancy is here. It says remove the screws indicated by the arrows. Well, you can take a look at that. There are no screws, not that I found. So to get the shroud off, you basically just kind of wiggle and pull. And there you go. That gets your front plate there. Probably worth mentioning that I've already removed my sling mount, but it comes with the sling mount. I just don't want it. It rattled and it bothered me. Get your shroud here. Next is going to be the gas chamber here. Also worth mentioning, I've pretty much got everything finger tight so that we're not watching a 30-minute video here. But the first time you do this, a lot of this is going to fight you. So we've got that. Next up is going to be the split ring here under the, there we go. There we go. Get the split ring. Anyway, under the piston there, you can see the groove. At this point, the piston pulls off like so. The first time I removed this was really a fight. But you can see now at this point, I've had the gun apart a few times. It does just slide out. So don't lose faith on that one. Next up is going to be what looks like a castle nut here, but you'll notice there's 6 notches, and it's actually not the same size as a castle nut. This is just a standard AR wrench, castle nut wrench. What I've done, this is a really cheap one, and you can see I've kind of blunted the edges here at an angle with a Dremel. Because if you look at this, when I line it up here, if you try to line it up the way it should be, you can see it doesn't fit, right? It doesn't fit a standard AR wrench. Also worth mentioning at this point, if you're gonna mount optics, try to go behind the shroud here, or where the split for the shroud. Otherwise, you're gonna have a bad time trying to get that off. So anyway, what I did, like I said, I blunted these, and the reason why is because I just hook the first two, like I won't actually seat the wrench all the way down, so that this way, I'm trying to do this from behind there, so that I can just kind of break this free like so. There we go. And then I will pull the spring so there's no pressure on this, and you can just spin that out. Okay, so that's loose. Now, this point stumped me for quite a while. I'm sorry, not quite yet. So next up is remove the charging handle and drop the bolt catch right there. Okay, so this part stumped me, removing the barrel. I thought I was being forceful enough when I was trying to remove it, and it just would not come out. So, had a friend of mine help me who's been building ARs for a while. And basically, you treat this like a slide hammer. Use some inertia. So here, there you go. That's it. At this point, you can drop the bolt. Okay, and then what I do is I will pull the spring down here so that this has more room to wiggle out. Drop that. Okay, get your spring, get the nut, and that is it. That's the teardown. So if that's what you came for, there you go. I do have a few other things. If anyone is interested, I'm still looking. This is going to be a spanner of some sort that fits this. I believe if we take a look at this, it is, let's see, it is about 10.4 millimeters, or let's see. Well, no, that's not right. Hang on. Sorry. Didn't zero out. Rookie mistake. All right, so we're zeroed. Let's take a look. We are at, yeah, that's more like it. 1.5 inches right there. 1.5 inches, or 38.23 millimeters. And then the distance between the notches here is about 18 millimeters. So I don't know, 17.9-ish, 18 right there. So again, I'm still looking for something. When I find something, I'll update. As far as issues I had with the gun, when I first got it, I was running this through it. 1200 FPS, wouldn't cycle, not at all. I tried this, and I tried some Remington, I believe. It was also 1200, neither one would cycle. So I moved up to this 3-inch, 1550 FPS. This would cycle all day long, no problems at all. Put about 3 boxes of this through the gun, then went back to the 1200, 2 3/4, and that did cycle at that point. It's just a matter of getting it broken in. So at this point, I've run those two. I've run this through it with no problems. I've run this with no problems, and I've run this. I've also run both 2 3/4 and 3-inch in the same clip, no issues. So that's good. It's just getting it broken in will be a little discouraging if you are not using high FPS shells. The other thing that was a little frustrating was the mag release here. You can see the bar on the other side there. At about probably, I don't know, 125 rounds, I put a 100 box and maybe 1 or 2 more boxes at this point through the gun. The mag release button, you can see there's like a little, just a flathead screw there. That screw had started backing out, so this button was spinning freely on top of the lower and kind of messing up the mag release. It wouldn't work. So at this point, I've got everything put back together with Loctite. So get you some Loctite, get the mag release fixed up with the Loctite, and you should be good to go. The other thing, frustration that I ran into was the optics. Like I said earlier, it's really helpful if you mount the optics behind the shroud here so that you can get the nut off. I didn't at first, and this gun, of course, being a shotgun, will shake this loose. It's not real expensive optic, you know, like 30, 40 bucks, no big deal. But it would shake it loose, I mean, pretty much every day. So I ended up putting Loctite on this, but I had the optics mounted further forward. My mistake, lesson learned. So again, mount the optics back if you can. Aside from that, the only other thing I'm running into at the moment, I would like to figure out how to get the upper and lower apart. So if anyone has any ideas on that before I get to it, please leave it in the comments. And that's it. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.